Okay, so good day, class. For today's topic, we will discuss the accounting process for merchandising operations. Okay, so we are now on merchandising operations. Okay, so we are done with the service concern. And right now, we will discuss the accounting process for merchandising operations. So what is the difference between the accounting process of a service concern and a merchandising concern or operations? So basically, there's no difference on the accounting process. Diba? It's the same. It's the same process, but under merchandising operations, diba, we have different accounts. We have additional accounts, diba, in preparation of the journal entries. Diba? We have different accounts. Merong mga nadagdag na mga accounts in recording the transactions of our merchandising operations. And the difference also is that under merchandising operations, this time meron na tayong inventory items natin. Sir, merchandise inventory, this refers to the goods na binibenta mo, di ba, in a business as part of their normal operations. Okay, these are goods that are in inventory that are part of the normal operations. Diba? Ito yung binibenta, pinapurchase niya at saka binibenta niya sa customers. Okay, because we only use the merchandise inventory account for those goods, items na talagang normal na binibenta ng entity. Okay, because there are some cases na, for example, if you have a t-shirt selling business, diba? You buy and sell t-shirts. So the t-shirt is considered as your merchandise inventory. But what if, diba, you sell your computer because you want to buy another computer? Then that computer is not an inventory item. Why? Because, diba, it's not normal for you to sell the computer. It's normal for you. It's part of your operations that you sell t-shirts. So that is your merchandise inventory item. Okay, so again, it's the same process. We start with analyzing the source documents. After we analyze the source documents, we proceed with journal, diba? Journalizing the transactions. After journalizing the transaction, posting to the ledger, we post each account for every transaction to its respective ledgers. After we prepare we post it to the ledgers, we can now prepare the unadjusted trial balance. After unadjusted trial balance, we prepare now the adjusting entries. After we prepare the adjusting entries, diba, we can now make the adjusted trial balance. At the same time, we can now prepare the financial statements. After the preparation of the financial statements, or with the aid of using the worksheet, diba? So next is we prepare closing entries. We close those nominal accounts, diba, to zero out the balances of the nominal accounts. After we close, we prepare a post-closing trial balance. After we prepare the post-closing trial balance, then the last step is the reversing entries, preparation of the reversing entries. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so let's compare, diba, what's the difference between service business and merchandising business. So basically, in the preparation of the statement of financial performance or income statement, medyo merong difference, di ba? Under service concern and merchandising business or service business. So when you say service business, di ba, service entities perform services for a fee. So basically, we render services here, di ba? So our focus is service. We render service to our clients, to our customers under service business. While on merchandising entities earn profit by buying and selling goods. These goods refers to our merchandise inventories or inventories. Okay, so in the income statement, ito yung difference nila. Medyo sa service business, di ba, it's very simple yung format ng income statement natin because that's its composition is yung revenues lang from the services we have rendered, then yung expenses. The lahat ng expenses incurred for the operation of the business, service business. So that's the time that we can compute our profit. So basically, ito lang yung composition ng income statement natin under service. Okay, how about for merchandising? Medyo marami. Diba? So marami na dito. The net sales, how we compute the profit or loss under merchandising business. So this is the formula. You have the net sales. Okay, later we will see ano yung composition ng net sales because 'di ba may asterisk. Okay, you have net sales minus the cost of sales, then that is your gross profit or gross income. Okay, that is your gross profit or gross income. Next is you have operating expenses, 'di ba? Yung mga operating expenses mo, pwedeng selling expenses, pwedeng advertisement, pwedeng general administrative expenses. So lahat ng expenses incurred, 'di ba, in the merchandising business or in the operations of a merchandising business. Okay. Then that is your operating profit. Okay, that is your operating profit. Then minus the finance cost. Finance cost refers to the interest expense. Okay, this refers to your interest expense. So minus the interest expense, that's the time you can compute the profit. So basically, that's yung difference lang, di ba? Merong gross profit tayo dito. Di ba? Compared doon sa service business na automatic, once we deduct the expenses to our revenues, that's the profit already or loss. But under the merchandising business, we need to consider a lot of accounts, things first before we can compute the profit. Okay, so what is the composition of our net sales and cost of sales? So ito yung composition nila. Okay, so you have net sales, that is gross sales. Diba? Ano yung gross sales? Ito, kumbaga ito yung total sales mo. Yung gross sales mo. Then, minus sales discount. Ano yung sales discount? Diba? So, normally, diba, as seller, we give discounts. This refers to the cash discount. Diba? On the perspective of the seller. Sales discount. Diba? So, binibigyan ni seller si customer ng discount, 'di ba? So to promote po para ganahan yung mga customers natin na bumili sa atin, 'di ba? The products. We give discounts sa our customers. Ito yung cash discount, sales discount na binibigay ng seller to their customers, 'di ba? To encourage purchase, 'di ba? To purchase for the business. Okay, so that's minus sales discount, minus sales returns. Normally, usually, these two accounts are combined, sales returns and allowances. So, yung sales returns, these are goods, items na sinole ng customers natin. Maybe the customer hindi naging satisfied doon sa products na na-receive niya, sa items na na-receive niya, or maybe may mga defects, di ba? So, sinole, di ba? Sales return on the part of the seller, diba? On the part of the seller, that sales return. Meron din tayo, okay, on the part of the seller, that sales return. Okay, so ito yung mga sinole ng mga customers natin. Maybe mga bad orders to, maybe hindi tama doon sa purchase na item niya. Normally, di ba, sa mga online transactions natin ngayon, yung Shopee, Lazada, sometimes, di ba, if we receive the item na hindi match doon sa description na we think, di ba, na yun yung product na pinurchase natin. So, sinisoli natin yon. On the part of Lazada and Shopee, sales return nila yon. Diba? Yung sinuli natin as customers. So, minus. Then, yung sales allowances, normally, diba? So, we estimate allowances for, like, for example, may mga returns, yan, mga bad orders. Okay, so, kaya usually, these two accounts are combined, sales returns and allowances. So, deduct natin sa gross sales natin to lahat, then that's the time we can compute the net sales. Okay, ito yung net sales natin. Dito sa cost of sales naman, medyo mahaba yung formula natin for cost of sales. Okay, so nilagay ko dito, cost of sale under periodic system. We will discuss this system later. Okay, so in computing the cost of sale, di ba? So this formula is applicable only for periodic system. Okay, is applicable only for periodic system. Okay, ito yung formula. Yeah, beginning inventory, di ba? Ito yung, for example, every month tayo nagpa-prepare ng FS, di ba? Ito yung beginning inventory natin, ito yung starting inventory natin. Di ba? So, for the first year, basically, wala tayong beginning inventory for the first month or first year of the operation. Why? Because wala, kaka-start mo pa lang, di ba? So, lahat purchases mo on the first year or the first month or the first period. Okay, so wala tayong beginning inventory. But on the next period, on the second year, on the second month, di ba, yung ending inventory mo for the first year or for the first month, magiging beginning inventory on the next month or next year. So ito yung beginning inventory mo. You have net purchases. Yung net purchases natin, medyo mataas yung formula natin dito. So ano yung composition ng net purchases natin? You have purchases. Ito yung mga purchases natin. Diba? Ito yung mga purchases. Okay. Then, purchase discount. Ay yung purchase discount, ito yung mga products, for example, we are the buyer, ito yung mga products na sinaole natin. Diba? We return to the seller. So, depende lang dito guys kung anong perspective kayo. Diba? So, if you are the purchaser, if you are the buyer, purchase discount yun sa, purchase discount pala to. Purchase discount, ito yung mga cash discount. Diba? Okay. On the part of the buyer, di ba? So perspective the buyer. So kumbaga bumili tayo, we are the buyer, we buy items in a certain store tapos binigyan tayo ng discount. On our part, the discount is cash discount. On the part of the seller, that's sales discount. Okay. So minus purchase discount or cash discount. So this refers to cash discount. Depending yung tawag ng discount, it's either purchase or sale depending on the perspective. Sino tayo dito, seller ba or buyer? Okay, minus purchase returns. Ano yung purchase returns, di ba? Ito yung sinioli natin kang Shopee. Di ba? We are the buyer. So ito yung products na sinioli natin kang Shopee or kang Lazada because maybe may problem. Maybe hindi tama yung pinurchase ng napadala sa atin na products. Okay. So that's purchase return on our part of the part of the buyer. Purchase allowances also, di ba? So actually it's normally then these two accounts are combined. Purchase returns and allowances yung ginagamit na account. So in case, di ba, allowances for returns. Okay, so yung mga sinasaoli ng buyer. Okay, then plus, take note, plus transportation in. Ito yung freight cost, di ba? So ito yung when you say transportation in, ito yung freight charge, di ba? So if we are the buyer, we buy products kang Lazada and kang Shopee, di ba? Normally we pay for the freight. On our part as the buyer, that is transportation in because we are the ones who pay the freight charge. Okay, so that's plus transportation in, then that is your net purchases. Diba? If we add our beginning inventory plus the net purchases, then the answer is that is the goods available for sale. Ito yung goods, cost ng goods na available for sale, di ba? So pwede mong ibenta. Ito yung cost tayo guys ha, cost of the goods na pwede mong ibenta. Okay. Then minus the ending inventory, magkano yung natira for a certain period of time? Magkano yung natira sa goods mo, sa items or inventory mo, then you deduct that to the goods available for sale, then ito yung cost of sale. Ito yung cost ng mga products, items na nabenta mo. Okay, so that is your cost of sale. So that is how we compute cost of sale. Diba? Based on the formula kanina, that's net sales minus cost of sale, that is our gross profit. So here, diba, sa net sales, you still need to compute for the net sales. For the cost of sale, you still need to compute for the cost of sale. But this formula under cost of sale is applicable for periodic system, diba? If the company is using a periodic system. Okay, so let's proceed with the operating cycle of a merchandising business. Ano yung nangyayari, diba, for in a merchandising business? Ano yung cycle ng operations nila? Of course, diba, we cannot sell directly the products, diba? Tayo yung nagbebenta ng products. We cannot sell directly the products. So anong unang gawin natin, 'di ba? We purchase, 'di ba? We find suppliers. We find suppliers for us to purchase the products na for resell natin. So first, yung transaction dito, we purchase the products. It's either cash or on account basis. So, 'di ba? Or inutang mo on account or binayaran mo cash yung products na purchase mo. For example, if we are selling t-shirts, 'di ba? So we find suppliers for us to sell the t-shirts. Okay, so for example, nakita natin si t-shirt supplier, so we purchase inventory, we purchase the t-shirts to that supplier. Then after we purchase, 'di ba, meron tayong inventory. Ito yung merchandise inventory natin on hand, 'di ba? So after we purchase, ito yung on hand inventory natin. Siyempre, 'di ba, since we have already on hand items, anong gagawin natin? Pwede na nating ibenta. Diba? Pwede nating ibenta. Sa sale din natin, meron din tayo tinatawag na cash sale or credit sale on account. On account is ito yung tinatawag nating credit sales. Okay, si credit sales, 'di ba, pinautang mo yung t-shirts. When you say cash sales, 'di ba, hindi utang. Bali, pag bebenta mo, binayaran, nag-collect ka agad ng cash. Pag on account naman, binenta mo, 'di ba, on account basis. Normally, 'di ba, in a transaction, sa mga transactions natin dito, naka-on account basis yung sales natin. Naka-on account basis yung sales natin. Why? 'Di ba? Because pag naka-on account, possible maraming taong mag-grab nung on account basis customers, 'di ba? So maraming account na mag-grab ng on account basis. Because 'di ba, at pwede nilang utangin yung products. Binenta natin, pinautang natin yung products natin dito. That's credit sales. Okay, so again, yung sale natin pwedeng cash basis, pwede din credit basis, on account basis, or tinatawag natin itong credit sales. So this is the cycle, di ba? So before you can sell, you need to purchase, you stock inventory, then you sell the items. Once ubos na yung inventory mo, so cycle, di ba? Purchase ka na ulit, you have the inventory, then you sell the items, sell the goods. Okay, ito yung operating cycle ng merchandising business natin. Okay, let's proceed with the processes, 'di ba? Before we can sell the products, we need to purchase first items. So ito yung purchasing process natin, 'di ba? First step in the accounting process is to identify the source documents because we need to identify ano yung source documents na accountable. Wherein, 'di ba? When you say accountable, 'di ba? When it has effects on your asset, liabilities, and owner's equity. So let's discuss first the source documents under purchasing process. Ito yung proseso ng purchasing. And 'di ba, each process meron tayong tinitingnan dito na source documents. And we need to identify, 'di ba, ano yung source documents na accountable dito. Okay, so first under purchasing process, ito yung first step. We prepare purchase requisition. These are source documents. Ito, source documents to, source documents to, source documents to. So purchase requisition. Ano yung purchase requisition? It's a request, di ba, on what items na yung ipo-purchase mo. Okay, for example, for an entity, di ba, ito yung entity, di ba, before, kasi may departments yan, di ba, so before they can order the products na ano yung kailangan, di ba, ubos ng product sa business, di ba, they make first a purchase requisition or a request form to purchase these items. Diba? So pag okay na yan, na-approve to ng authorized person, then proceed with purchase order. Ano yung purchase order? So before that, ito yung sample ng purchase requisition slip natin. Ito. Okay, so 'di ba, ito yung number, date, kailan nag-request, 'di ba? Supplier code, 'di ba? Kanino mo i-request, kaninong supplier 'yon, 'di ba? Ito yung information, tapos yung item, 'di ba? For example, you want to request for mga ball pens. Okay, so you write it there, di ba? Like inks, bond papers, printers. Okay, so you write it there. So ano yung quantity, yung unit price amount. Then, di ba ito? So sino yung authorized person, sino yung nag-request, sino yung mag-a-approve ng request. Once the request is approved, the next source documents right now is ito yung purchase order natin. Ano yung purchase order? So basically yung purchase order, actually, kinapi lang yung details doon sa purchase requisition, but this purchase order, ito yung ibibigay sa supplier, 'di ba? Yung purchase order. Yung purchase order yung ibibigay sa supplier, 'di ba? Para i-process 'yon ni supplier. Okay, para makita ni supplier if these items available ba sa kanila. Okay. So ito yung sample ng purchase order. So 'di ba, yung company name nyo because you are the one who request for purchase order, tapos ito street, so sinong vendor, kanino nyo ipipa-ship, then yung PO date, requisition, ship via, so ito yung mga terms na kailangan, medyo blurry siya guys. So quantity, so you just write the quantity, then the unit, the description, unit price, ito yung sample. Okay, authorized by, title, signature. Okay, so you forward this to your suppliers. Diba? Ito yung fino-forward nyo sa suppliers nyo. Purchase order. So ito yung titingnan ni supplier, diba? If available ba sa kanila yung mga items na or nasa purchase order. Okay, after purchase order, ano yung mangyayari? Receiving report. or delivery receipt. So you see, kasi depende yan kung kanino tayong perspective, buyer ba or seller. So receiving report, of course, di ba, yung nasa purchase order, pag dineliver na sa atin ni supplier yung orders, we need to have another document, di ba, na yung na-receive natin, ito yung receiving report, tama yung na-receive natin based sa purchase order. So this time, compare natin yung purchase order tsaka receiving report. Tingnan natin, ito yung galing kang supplier, so equal ba? 'Di ba? So tama ba lahat yung na-receive mo compared doon sa purchase order mo? So i-cross match mo siya, i-reconcile mo siya. Okay, so once okay na lahat, then you receive the order. Ito yung source documents na kailangan natin, 'di ba? To find out if na-receive ba talaga yung purchase order. Okay, so ito yung example, receiving report, but I have here delivery receipt. Actually, it's the same with the receiving report nga na-deliver yung items, 'di ba? So yung nag-check, 'di ba? Tama ba? Kompleto ba based on the purchase order? Okay, so ito 'yon. Ito yung sample ng source documents natin. Okay, once we receive already the delivery receipt or the receiving report, then after that, 'di ba? Bibigyan tayo ni supplier ng invoice. Okay, ito yung purchase invoice natin. Okay. So, ito yung invoice galing kang supplier. So, basically, 'di ba, ito yung sample ng invoice natin. Okay, it's either sales invoice or purchase invoice. Ito 'yon. Okay, so basically dito sa invoice, makikita mo na yung lahat ng in-order mo tapos magkano yung babayaran mo. 'Di ba? So, yung terms, kailan, 'di ba, if utang ba to or cash basis ba to, 'di ba, makikita niyo din yung terms ng invoice. So, ito yung purchase process. Purchasing process. Ito yung nangyayari. Okay, 'di ba? So in a purchasing process, so there are a lot of source documents. These are source documents, but the question now is saan dito yung accountable, 'di ba? So actually depending on the practice of the company, but normally yung invoice dito tayo nag-e-entry. Once we receive the invoice, that's the time we entry, like for example, purchases, accounts payable, if on account basis, dito tayo nag-e-entry. Ito yung accountable. So normally dito. But depende yan sa practice ng company, especially if naka-system. Okay, so some of the companies, di ba, once ma-receive, may entry na, purchase order, may entry na. But normally dito tayo sa invoice. Okay, so syempre, purchasing process, after we purchase the goods, then we can now sell the goods because meron na tayong inventory on hand. So we can now sell the goods. So ano yung sales process, 'di ba? Ano yung mga source documents involved in a sales process? So basically, starting point is the sales order. So as a seller, 'di ba? Ano yung sales order? Yung pinadala ni buyer sa atin. Ito yung kumbaga ito yung basis natin sa sales order natin. 'Di ba? So let's just check, 'di ba? Ano yung pinurchase yung nasa listahan ng purchase order ni buyer. And as a seller, di ba, tingnan natin yon. Then we prepare sales order based on the purchase of the buyer. After we prepare the sales order, we deliver the goods, di ba? Ito yung delivery receipt natin. Okay, we deliver the goods. Okay, we deliver the goods to our customer. Siyempre, dapat meron din tayong document na na-receive ni buyer yung goods na dineliver natin. Okay, so ito yon para makita natin na yung goods talagang na-receive ng buyer natin. Baka kasi pag wala tayong delivery receipt, baka tinangay yung products, yung items, di ba? So dapat well documented talaga lahat ng transaction. So itong delivery receipt source documents na to, this will check, di ba, if the items really received by the buyer, customer natin. Okay, after the received yung products ni nung deliver nating products ng customer, then we issue invoice, sales invoice to our customer. Okay, so yung sales invoice, 'di ba? Dito makikita yung terms kung kailan, if on account basis, kailan babayaran, 'di ba? So yung computation, yung total amount na babayaran ng customer natin. So that's sales invoice. So same with the purchasing process, normally the accountable source documents here is the invoice, 'di ba? We prepare entry once meron ng invoice. Okay, because dito yung kailangang details natin makikita sa invoice. Okay, so that is the operating cycle of a merchandising business, di ba? Before we can sell, we need first to purchase products. We need to have on-hand inventories, then we can sell the items. Okay, so we have important terms for merchandising operations. And this is particularly, talagang kailangan to ng mga terms, di ba, in answering the problems. Okay, so first is you have the credit terms. Ano yung credit terms? So this means, di ba, credit, utang terms. Okay, ito yung terms ng utang mo, di ba? Because sabi ko kanina, normally the transactions here are on account basis. So credit terms. This refers to the terms of the credit sale or purchase on account. Okay, di ba? So ito yung agreement nyo on pinautang mo na item or yung inutang mo na item, di ba? So that's credit sale or purchase on account basis. Okay, so that is credit term. Ano yung agreement nyo? Normally, yung laman ng credit terms is ito, nakalagay yung credit period. Okay, credit period refers to the period to settle the credit sale or purchase. So, say, di ba? Period. So, yung ilang days, ilang months dapat ba i-collect if you are the seller or babayaran if you are the buyer or ikaw yung nag-purchase. So, period to settle the credit sale or the purchase on account basis. Okay. So ano naman tong cash discount? Di ba? When say cash discount, ito yung diniscuss ko kanina. It's either sales discount or purchase discount depending on the perspective or point of view. If you are the buyer, cash discount is the purchase discount. But if you are the seller, cash discount is the sales discount. This refers to discounts given to buyer or seller for prompt payment. Okay, normally, nagbibigay ng cash discount, di ba? Like for example, if you can pay in 10 days after inutang or pinautang, if you can pay that within 10 days, I will give you discount, 2% for example. So, di ba? To encourage prompt payment of the customer or the katong borrower. Okay, so that's cash discount. So again, cash discount on the part of the seller, that's sales discount on the part of the buyer, that's purchase discount. Ano yung discount period? So, discount period, di ba, hanggang kailan lang yung discount? Di ba? Applicable yung discount. Like kanina, 10 days lang, you will receive 2%. But if you will pay beyond 10 days, wala ka ng discount. That refers to the period where discount is applicable. Okay, ito yung list. Ano yung list price? List price is the retail price or price list. Normally, yung mga stores, meron ito yung mga retail price nila, mga SRP nila or price list nila. Okay, so, but some of the entities, di ba, medyo mataas dun sa SRP, di ba, or at SRP sila. So, ano naman yung trade discount? Di ba? Meron tayong cash discount, iba yung cash discount sa trade discount. Say trade discount given to buyers to encourage purchase of products because of markdowns from the list price. So basically, yung trade discount mo is based on the list price. It's a discount on the list price. Okay. So in accounting, we don't have a special accounting for trade discount. So basically, we don't journalize if there is trade discount. Because iba, the starting point of our entry is doon sa invoice price natin. So yung list price natin, iba, is ito yung basis ng trade discount natin. Okay, to encourage purchase of products because of markdowns from the list price. So basically, di ba, we don't have special accounting treatment for trade discount. So we just need to compute magkano yung trade discount, di ba? And then we need to compute the invoice price. That's the time we prepare the journal entry. Invoice price, this list price less trade discount. Ito yung sinabi ko, di ba? So the price to pay or receive before cash discount. So basically, yung invoice price mo, ito yung price to pay, ito yung supposedly dapat babayaran mo or yung i-collect mo from the customer, di ba? Before, di ba? So hindi ka pa nagbigay ng discount, cash discounts. Before the cash discounts, so it's either sales discount or purchase discount. Okay, ito yung formula in computing the invoice price, di ba? So you need to be very careful in this formula because some problems, di ba, change lang yung word on the problem, possible yung answer nyo is mali. Diba? So you need to be very careful, diba, in answering problems like this, in computing problems like this. So this is the formula to compute the invoice price. You have the list price minus the trade discount, then that is your invoice price. So again, dito yung starting point ng entry natin. So yung invoice price is always equal to your purchases account and your sale account. Okay, so yung invoice price nyo is always equal to your purchase account and your sale account. Depende kung ikaw si seller or ikaw si buyer. Diba? So ito yung invoice price mo. Diba? Ito yung purchase account mo or sale. The sale account is equal to the invoice price and the purchase account is equal to the invoice price. Okay. Pero hindi pa kasama dito yung VAT. So we'll have a separate discussion for VAT transactions pag may VAT transactions. Okay, yung invoice price natin is the invoice price natin minus the cash discount, that is the net amount. That is the net amount. Okay. Okay, so this is the net amount. So yung net amount, di ba, depending on kung ikaw yung buyer or yung seller. So net amount, on the part of the seller, ito yung net amount na i-collect mo from the customer. If you are the buyer, ito yung net amount na babayaran mo to the supplier. Okay, so again, di ba, list price minus trade discount, that is the invoice price, minus cash discount, di ba, depende, sales discount or purchase discount, that is the net amount. Okay, ito yung sample ng transactions, di ba, involving those important terms, di ba, merchandising operation. So, di ba, for example, transaction 1, purchase, so we are the buyer here. So purchase, merchandise on account. So bumili tayo ng inventory or merchandise items, inutang natin. Magkano yung amount? 200,000. Ano yung 200,000? This is your list price. Okay, so you need to read the problem carefully because dito na din papasok yung analysis natin on the problem. So yung terms, di ba? Ito yung credit terms kasi inutang natin. So ano yung credit terms? So may trade discount daw na 20%. Ano ibig sabihin nito? Okay, so ito yung tinatawag natin na cash discount and discount period. So ang ibig sabihin nito, how do we read this type of transaction? So yung terms natin, may trade discount na 20%. Aside sa trade discount, ito yung cash discount. Diba? So mayroon tayong cash discount na 3% if we pay, since we are the buyer here, may discount tayo na 3% if babayaran natin within 15 days. Itong 15 na to is the discount period. So again, so may trade discount na 20% plus we can receive a 3% discount if babayaran natin yung utang natin within 15 days. But the due, di ba, the utang will due on 30 days. And okay, 30. So ito yung pinaka-deadline, di ba? So the due date is 30 days, payable within 30 days. But if you can pay within 15 days, you will receive 3% cash discount. So siyempre, mababawasan yung babayaran natin if we receive within 15 days, di ba? To prompt payments, di ba? To encourage us as a buyer to pay on an early basis, di ba? Ito yung purpose ng discount. Okay, so ito yung combination ng yung mga important terms natin kanina, yung credit terms, di ba? Ito yung credit terms natin. So, ito din, we have FOB shipping point, freight collect. So, I will have a separate discussion with this. One, yung mga freight terms natin. Okay, so transaction 2, here we are the seller. Okay, sa transaction 2, di ba, sold merchandise on account. So we are now the seller here. So ano yun, di ba, pinautang natin yung merchandise natin, di ba, to our customers. So dito, list price. So merong list price, 100,000. Yung pinautang natin may list price na 100,000. Ito yung credit terms natin. Ito yung agreement natin. May trade discount. We give trade discount 10%. Tapos ito, we give sales discount of 5% if babayaran ng customers natin within 15 days. But if hindi mabayaran within 15 days, walang 5% discount. But yung due is within 30 days. Dapat mabayaran yung amount within 30 days. Okay, so ito yung ibig sabihin nito, di ba? So FOB destination, you have freight collect 10,000. Okay, so here, di ba, using the formula to compute the invoice price, so that, di ba, yung formula natin, that is list price That's 200,000. Then you have trade discount. Magkano yung trade discount? 20%. So 20% ng 200,000. Okay, 20% ng 200,000. So that's 20% times 200,000. So that's 40,000. So minus 40. So ano yung invoice price natin? That's 160,000. Ito yung invoice price natin, 160,000. Okay. Sir, how to compute the cash discount? Yung cash discount natin, kanino natin i-multiply yung 3%, sir? If ever we pay on the 15 or within 15 days. So yung 3% cash discount natin is multiplied sa ating invoice price, not on the list price. Take note of that. The 3% is multiplied on our invoice price. Dapat invoice price. Okay, not on our list price. So once you can compute, di ba, if nagbayad tayo within 15 days, so may yung 160, hindi ito yung payable amount natin, net amount natin. So meron pa tayong discount nito, 3%. Okay, same also here sa transaction 2 as seller. Okay, ito yung freight terms sa sinabi ko. Di ba? Freight terms, for now, we have 4 freight terms. You have FOB destination, FOB shipping point, freight prepaid, freight collect. Ano yung FOB? Free on board. So this refers to the transportation cost, di ba? Freight terms natin. When we have a transactions with our goods and merchandise. So when we say FOB destination, ownership of the goods transferred upon receipts of the goods. Kasi normally, when we, di ba, yung online transactions natin, for example, Shopee, Lazada, if we are selling items tapos yung supplier natin si Shopee and Lazada, 'di ba, may mga period diyan na in transit yung goods. Kumbaga in transit, 'di ba, binabiyahe pa yung mga goods natin. Ito si Shopee, okay, tayo to. Okay. So tayo, ito yung supplier natin si Shopee, 'di ba? So yung freight natin magdepende doon sa FOB destination or yung magde-depend, 'di ba? It's either destination or shipping point. So ito, pag destination, ownership of the goods transferred upon receipt of the goods. Anong ibig sabihin nito, 'di ba? So tayo yung magiging owner ng goods once the goods, yung title ng goods, yung ownership ng goods will be transferred upon receipt of the goods pag destination. 'Di ba? Destination, pag umabot sa destination na, that's the time na transfer na yung goods. So for example, while the goods are still here, sino yung owner? 'Di ba? In transit. So ang owner is si Shopee pa pag naka-destination. Because 'di ba, the title of the goods transferred pag umabot na sa destination, pag na-receive na natin yung goods from Shopee. Okay, so pag naka-FOB destination, seller should shoulder the transportation cost. So ibig sabihin dito, si seller dapat yung magbabayad ng transportation cost. Si seller dapat ang magbabayad ng transportation cost pag naka-FOB destination. Okay, on the part of the seller, this is transportation cost, selling expense, or freight out. Okay, so if naka-FOB destination, 'di ba, seller dapat yung magbayad ng freight, dapat magbayad ng freight. So sa part ni seller, that's considered as transportation cost or selling expenses or freight out or transportation out. Okay. Next is FOB shipping point. Ano ibig sabihin ng FOB shipping point? Ownership of the goods transferred upon shipment. Okay, so same case dito, 'di ba? Yung ownership daw ng goods or title ng goods transferred upon shipment. So from the time na sinip na ni Shopee, 'di ba? Sinip na ni Shopee yung products para sa atin. So while in transit yung products, pag naka-FOB shipping point, we are already the owner of the goods. Tayo nang may title ng goods. Why? Because pag naka-shipping point, transferred upon shipment pag pinadala na ni Shopee. So even nasa dagat pa to or nakasakay sa airplane, so we are already the owner of the goods because naka-shipping point. If naka-shipping point. Then if naka-shipping point, buyer shoulders a transportation cost. So we are the one who will shoulder the transportation cost. Si buyer dapat ang magbayad sa transportation cost. Again, no, si buyer dapat ang magbayad sa transportation cost. On the part of the buyer, this is transportation in or freight in. So if the transaction if FOB shipping point tapos ikaw yung buyer, diba, yung transportation cost is considered as transportation in or freight in on your part, which is part of our net purchases. Okay. You also have freight prepaid. Diba, ano yung freight prepaid? Seller pays the freight. Dito, pag sinabing freight prepaid freight collect, sino yung actual nagbayad ng freight? Sino yung actual nagbayad ng freight? Pag sinabing FOB destination, FOB shipping point, sino yung dapat magbayad ng freight? Diba iba yon? Sino ang dapat magbayad ng freight? Under dito, sino yung actual nagbayad ng freight? So pag sinabing freight prepaid, seller pays the freight. So seller yung nagbayad actually ng freight. Pag sinabing freight collect, buyer pays the freight. Si buyer yung nagbayad ng freight. Actual nagbayad ng freight. So kasi normally, pwedeng mag-combine tong dalawa. Naka-FOB destination tapos naka-freight collect. So minsan, di ba, ang nangyari dito, FOB destination, freight collect, FOB destination, sino dapat magbayad ng freight? Si seller. Si seller dapat magbayad ng freight. Pero sino yung actual nagbayad ng freight? Si buyer. Okay, pwedeng ganyan yung term. So we'll have a separate discussion for this. Ito yung tinasabi ko kanina. We have inventory systems, diba? In accounting, merchandising transactions. So we have two inventory systems in accounting. The merchandising concerns transactions or merchandising operations. First is the periodic inventory system. Ano yung periodic inventory system? So this system is primarily used by business that sell relatively inexpensive goods and that are not yet using computerized scanning system to analyze goods sold. A characteristics of the periodic inventory system is that no entries are made to the inventory account as the merchandise is bought and sold. Only at the end of the period, when the inventory is counted, will entries be made to the inventory account to establish its proper balance. So basically, yung periodic inventory system, diba periodic? So once lang tayong physical count, binibilang natin yung inventory natin at the end of the period. That's periodic, diba? So binibilang natin yung inventory natin at the end of the period. So basically, diba, ginagamit to doon sa mga sobrang daming goods, itong relatively inexpensive goods, diba? Yung for example, sa sari-sari store or sa grocery store, yung mga sabon. Diba? So normally piniperiodic yan, diba? Every end of the month, every end of the year, binibilang yung items, ilan lang yung natira. But also for those companies who are not yet using computerized systems, diba? So kung naka-manual pa, normally periodic inventory system yung ginagamit nila. Okay, so again, yung periodic inventory system, at the end of the period lang tayong nagbibilang ng mga inventories natin. So we know how much inventory left, diba? If ganon, di ba? So at the end of the period, tayo pagbinilang na natin. Okay. Second one is we have the perpetual inventory system. This system is an alternative to the periodic inventory system. Under this system, the inventory account is continuously updated. With the perpetual inventory system, both the inventory and cost of sale accounts received entries throughout the accounting period. Ano yung perpetual? So itong perpetual, updated yung inventory natin. Diba? Every time bumili tayo ng inventory, ina-update natin yung number of inventory natin using stock cards. Meron tayong tinatawag na stock cards. So yung card, for example, diba, you are selling ball pens, diba? That's different stock card for MyGel Blue 0.3, MyGel Black 0.3, MyGel Blue 0.5. So separate stock cards yan. So every time you purchase MyGel 0.3 Black, diba, i-update mo doon sa card mo, stock card mo. Nag-purchase ako ngayon ng isa. Tapos dalawa. Tapos merong bumili. So -1, sell. So ito yun, diba? Continuously updated yung inventory mo. Diba? That's under perpetual inventory system. So every in and out of the inventory, diba, you account that immediately. So that's perpetual inventory system. This is really applicable for those merong mga computerized accounting system because sobrang dali na if my computer, di ba? So madali nang i-account yung inventory natin. So here, again, yung difference is you say periodic, at the end of the period lang tayo nagka-count ng inventory natin. 'Di ba? Kumbaga, once your boss will ask you, you're using periodic, tapos magkano na yung balance ng inventory natin, you cannot really answer immediately. Why? Because 'di ba, hindi ka pa nakapagbilang. At the end of the period ka pa lang magbibilang ng balance ng inventory mo. But under perpetual inventory system, since updated every time there's an in and out of the products of the inventory, 'di ba, accounted mo 'yon. So when your boss asks you, 'di ba, as of today, magkano yung natira? So you can really answer because you are using perpetual inventory system because updated yung stock cards mo. Okay, so this very update for katong mga computerized, but for manual, mahirap to, especially if maraming goods, maraming inventory, mahirap mag-perpetual inventory system. Mas better yung periodic inventory system. Perpetual inventory system also is applicable for those like mga companies, business entities na maliit lang yung inventory items pero malaki yung values. Like for example, yung mga car companies, diba? You can immediately count, diba, the number of cars. So use perpetual, diba, para updated. Kasi madali lang mabilang yung cars. Diba? Unlike doon sa grocery stores, if naka-manual, sobrang hirap, diba? If nag-perpetual inventory ka. Okay, so but with the use of technology right now, normally yung mga system natin, accounting systems are using perpetual inventory system na. It is good because, diba, every time you want to see magkano yung natira, you can really identify the amount of the goods left for that certain period of time. Okay, so that's an overview of the merchandising business, diba? Accounting process for merchandising business. Okay, so thank you for listening.